Hey guys, Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and it's time for another Drive-By BOLO.
Mountain Man, Mountain Man.
Treasures.
This one you saw. If you saw yesterday's video, it already sold. These things are fantastic. This one, Solitaire, it's by Radica from 1999. You can tell usually they'll have the date on the back there. Sometimes it's on some games printed on the front, but look up the date because a lot of these games had different versions. This one, no different. Radica has a lot of different Solitaire games. Some of them very big money, believe it or not, for these little handheld games. And a lot of places in the country right now still in garage sale season, I guess, for those lucky few. Um, we haven't had garage sales here since like September. But when garage sales come around, you find these, and people typically are pricing them at like a quarter, 50 cents, a dollar. Usually they're not more than a dollar. You can get these things really cheap. That's what this was priced. Well, I was going to show you the back. It was priced on the back. I wiped that off yesterday, of course, before I posted it. But I got it for 50 cents, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Why is this a bolo? It's just a little thing. Well, I don't know the why. I've given up trying to decide why people pay for things and pay as much as they do for things. But it is a bolo, and it's not a big money bolo. I mean, this game. I put it up yesterday afternoon, and it sold for $19.99 free shipping. So once you figure out the math, I did pay, as I said, 50 cents for this thing. $19.99 after you take out the fees, after you take out the shipping. The shipping's going to be, I don't know what, let's call it $4. Just for easy math. It should be around there because this doesn't weigh anything. We're going to end up making about $13 on this, which is not huge, obviously, but super easy to post, super easy to ship, and it's very, very easy money. So that's why you should be looking out for these things, because the sell through, not on all of them, but on many of them, are very, very good. There was only a couple of this kind of solitaire listed when I listed mine. So it made selling it very easy. Now I'm going to put up over on the side here some of the ones that have sold. This is just today. I'm recording this. This is Thursday, the 22nd, 23rd. We are the 23rd today, and I'm doing this midday. I mean, this is 2:33 o'clock that I pulled down these items. So up on the side over here, these are the Radica handheld games that have sold to this point today. So you can see this isn't just a one-off. These things sell pretty routinely. There's a couple of pokers, then there's mine, a couple of other games on here. There's a handful of these, and these are used that are selling today. Now, the price on these varies, but you can figure when you pick it up, depending on what it is, it's, I don't know, $12, $15 maybe that you're going to make off of these. Again, depending. If you can find new ones, I sold a new Sudoku game. Still sealed in the bubble plastic package. It took a while, but eventually that sold for a pretty good price. That was an overseas sale. That went to the UK. I've sold lots of these handheld games. Typically, you don't hang on to them for very long. Every once in a while, you get one that just sticks around. I had a Tetris game that for some reason just stuck around. I ended up lotting it together with another game and reducing the price, and eventually they did sell, and we did make a few bucks. But sort these things by high sold. And look at this. It's a solitaire game, guys. It's solitaire. You can buy a deck of cards for $1 and play the same game, basically. But this thing, obviously, that was new in package, but still. This is a handheld game, and that's something that you're going to find, even if it's new in package at a garage sale, you might find somebody that'll give it to you for $2, and you can turn around and sell it for that much. That's crazy. So keep an eye out for these games. Now again, Radica makes a lot of the gambling type games, right? There's the poker, it's the card games, right, that they're making. But another one to look out for is Tiger. I'm going to put up over here on the side the same deal. And it looks like I pulled these for yesterday for some reason. So these are some of the Tiger handheld games that sold yesterday. And you can see prices vary even on the same ones. Sometimes it's people not doing comps. Sometimes it's condition. I don't know. I don't know why things are priced the way they are sometimes, but Tiger is another one to look out for. Now, the thing with Tiger is They made a ton of games in the 90s. And I mean, it was everything. They made TV show games, they made cartoon games, they made movie games. There's all sorts of them. I mean, if you look, I'm going to be rotating through a few over here. They made The Simpsons. I've found and sold the Little Mermaid game. That's a very quick seller. So keep an eye out for that one. Double Dragon. They made an MC Hammer handheld game, guys. Can't touch this. Those things sell quick too. They made all sorts of games. Tiger, of course, they also did the sports games. They've got football. They've got baseball. So keep an eye out for those. But pretty much, if you find a handheld game, there's a good chance it's going to be cheap, and there's a good chance that you can sell it and make some quick money. And just like the Radica, you sort from high to low, and you're going to be surprised. Now, the good sellers, I mean, Jurassic Park is on that list. Wayne's World, if you can find that game, it's pretty rare. That game will sell well. But check this one out. A Mickey Mouse game went for, what is it, 129 plus shipping. I mean, if you're going to pay 129 bucks for a game, you don't mind paying $6 to ship it, right? So keep an eye out for this stuff. These games are fantastic. Now, there's a couple ways you can go about this. I told you I got this for 50 cents at the thrift store. Now, typically you're not going to get people change the price at the thrift store, right? Whatever it says is what it is. I went up to the register and he asked, "Does it work?" It was marked $1. He says, "Did you check that this worked?" So, well, no. Either the battery is dead in it or it doesn't have a battery. But I'll just take a shot at it. He said, "Well, you know what? I'll give it to you for 50 cents then." Okay. I was willing to take a gamble at $1, certainly willing to gamble at 50 cents. Now, I do, not so much when I go into thrift stores, but at garage sales, I do very often take around some AAAs, some AA's, a little screwdriver with me. A lot of times even some C and D batteries in the car, for the bigger, like Halloween, animatronic type things that take those bigger batteries. And you can go about this a couple ways. So one of the ways you can go about it is the way I did it. Right? It would have been easy if I'd have had a screwdriver. It's just got one screw on the back. It takes one AAA battery, put it in there. And when I popped it in, it turned on immediately. It worked. It was perfect. And when I took this off, the battery compartment was completely clean. I mean, it was beautiful in there. Many times it's not. That's something you do want to check if you can. The battery, if old batteries sit in there for a long time, they will corrode and all that acid will leak in there. Even if you clean it off, you can clean that stuff off with like alcohol, some isopropyl alcohol, or, I think people have used vinegar, lemon juice, anything that'll sort of get that off. You can get that dried stuff off, but sometimes that acid will leak into the actual game itself. It'll get into the circuit boards, and there's a good chance that it's wrecked that game. So if you see one that has all that acid leaked into it, it's very often not good. But check that, make sure it's clean. Now, like I said, you go the way I did and say, you know what, I don't know if it works. I'm taking a gamble. At a garage sale, that works well. If they're not charging that much for it, if you're trying to get it for not that much, say, you know what, I'm taking a gamble on it. I don't even know if this thing works. Would you take, whatever, fill in the blank, 50 cents? A lot of times they'll just say yes, because they don't know if it works. They found it in a junk drawer somewhere, right? The other thing that you can do is just make sure and protect your money, right? Bring those batteries, bring that screwdriver along, and try it out. You lose your bargaining power when you do that, because now you know whether it works or not. But if you can go up to them and say, you know what, it doesn't, I don't know if it works, there's a good chance you can get a bit of a discount on that, and you're gambling your money. Now, that's going to work on something that's higher priced. If they're pricing a little bit higher and you want to make sure that it works before you gamble that money on it, yeah, try it out. Put the batteries in there, or ask them, you know what, hey, do you have batteries? And so I can make sure that this thing works. So a couple of ways to go at it. It just depends on your preference. In this case, it worked out for me. But keep an eye out for handheld games, folks, especially in garage sale or estate sale. I find these at estate sales as well. There's an estate sale tomorrow. We might do a bit of a ride along. We'll see how that works. But I'm going to look for this. I looked at pictures online. Didn't look super impressive. But a lot of times you can find things like this just sitting around, and they will price them low, and you can flip them and flip them fast. So that's today's Drive-By Bolo. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.